Okie dokie, good afternoon folks, how are we doing? Welcome to Leeds again. Welcome back into the Skoda as well. Right, I've started well ahead of schedule there. I'm not quite ready actually, and I just wanted to catch the Wizz landing. And we'll grab this Airliner ATR which is about to go, and then I'm going to have to finish just setting up actually. There's a few things I've not done on the camera. So we'll get this one going. But yeah, hopefully going to be here in the car for a couple of hours. This is Airliner, an ATR 72 on the road, taking it from a Beam taxiway Delta, not taking full length. Up and away. Okay. Right. Well, like I said, I just wanted to start a little bit earlier to catch that Wizz, but I'm not quite ready, so everything's going to get very, very shaky while I just take a few things on and off here, so I do apologise. So just bear with me a few seconds. I've got a filter that needs to come off the front. There he goes. Right, I'll put the focusing back into where it needs to go. I would have normally done all this before we started, but like I say, I wanted to catch the Wizz. Okie dokie. Right, and there is the Wizz taxiing back to the terminal. Right, I think I'm set up now actually. Somebody needs to have a word with that little tree, don't they? Might snip a few branches off the top of that one day. So I'm here I'm in the car, I'm on my own again. We've got no Tom again tonight. He'll be at home. He might pop into the chat later on if we're lucky. Right, let's load up the chat and I'll come in and say hello. Well, there's good news and bad. The bad news at the moment, that tree is a little bit in the way of the terminal, isn't it? But the good news is the car in front of me, where I normally park, he's the guy that works at the little builder's yard behind me, and he finishes work at about 5 o'clock. So he'll disappear and I'll pinch his car parking spot once he goes. And that will get shut of the tree. The good news is we've got a perfect view of the runway. Let's have a look. No, there we go, look, right down runway 32, we've got a nice view of the approach. Arriving aircraft will come in over that tree. Right, who's first in the chat? Surprise, surprise, Becky Davies. Hello, Becky. Canal Kurdistan, hello to you. Louis Gaming, how are you doing? High Flying Aviation, hello. John Kenneth Williams, hello there. Marjolein, our super mod, hello there. How are you over in the Netherlands? DJC226 down in Otley, hello. Jane Clark, hello Jane. Deborah Me, hello Deborah. And Joanne Ingham, Alan Hargreaves, Lindsay and Louis, hello to you all. Jules C's there as well, hello there. Kenji, Max, Danny Talks Sport, Graham Tannehill, Dave P, hello to you all. Alan Hargreaves says, landed last night at 7:30 from Gran Canaria. And I think was I here then? I might have been here then. We might have seen you land. Laura Maloney, hello there. Jack's Aviation, good afternoon. Max Harris, hello. Robert Wood, how are you doing? So, we've just about managed to get here before it gets dark. The sun has disappeared below the horizon, and we should be entering darkness in the next quarter of an hour or so. Excuse me. Stuart Lawson, how are you doing? Yeah, it says bonus stream. I think I'm going to have a few more of these as we go through the Christmas period. Pilot Fred, hello to you. Now we'll have to keep tinkering with the settings as well as it gets darker. So this is normally Tom's job, by the way, so he knows more about it than I do, so I'm a bit of a novice on the camera, so I'm going to have to blag my way through it somehow. I'm not expecting a mega busy stream, guys, I must admit. It's Leeds, it's December, it's going to be quiet, but it's an excuse to just do a little stream, isn't it, and say hello to everybody. And who knows, we might see a plane or two with a bit of luck. Nice to catch the Wizz landing, even though I had all the settings wrong and the wrong filter on as well. All a bit of a rush. Hopefully we'll get it going out as well. Richard Joy, how are you doing? Nice to see you. David Jones, hello. David says all these streams are making him think about his holiday to Fuerteventura in May. Oh, you've got a bit of a wait then. And at Mark Plevin, hello Mark, he's sent us £2 super chat as well. That's really kind, buddy, thank you. That's very kind. We'll pop that back into the channel, and yeah, we do have a, like I say, every super chat that we get, we do put it back into the channel, one way, shape or form. Whether it been upgrading the equipment or the petrol tank or something like that, so it's all much appreciated. Can't thank you guys enough. Has been known to go on Jaffa cakes as well. And Marjolein gifting a membership as well, thank you, that's very kind. A super mod over in the Netherlands. Cheers, Marjolein. And that membership has gone to RSVP, which is a regular in our chat as well, so that's nice to see. Alano, good evening. Is it evening, is it afternoon, somewhere in between? I'm not sure if we'll be able to see the windsock behind that tree, but let's have a go, because I've put a strong crosswinds in the title. Can we just see it through there? Look, there he is. So yeah, doesn't actually feel that strong, but looking at that windsock, yeah, it's fairly blowing, and that is straight across the runway from right to left. Wind's coming up from a southwesterly direction. Not sure if there's any planes visible at the side of the terminal at the moment. Let's have a quick peek. Don't think there is. Nope. All is quiet. So we'll put the camera on the runway. And shout if you see anything, guys. DJC says, have you tried... oh, your message has just gone off. Have you tried... Where's it gone? Cola Jaffa cakes. Do you know, I think I might have done. I've tried a better Jaffa cake. Cherry Bakewell Jaffa cakes. We had some of them the other day. Wow, if you like Cherry Bakewells, whoa, they're your biscuit. Tony Else, good afternoon, Tony. Oh, good evening. Aviation Dallas, hello to you. John in York, how you doing? Dave P's gifted a membership as well. That's gone to Rob Belcher. Thank you, Dave. Support's much appreciated. It's very kind. Mark Plevin's gifted a membership as well. And oh, that's gone to Axis, which is excellent. Another LBA local. He's done a stream or three up at Leeds as well as Axis. I think it's called Matthew. Seems a nice chap. So yeah, thank you, Mark. Right, so let me just have a tinker with these settings while it's quiet. Right, I'm looking through the camera lens and I'm looking with the naked eye as well. I think both are pretty much matching up there, so that's you're seeing pretty much how the evening is at the moment. Almost dark. Ted's in the chat as well. Hello Ted, how are you doing? I'm doing okay, thank you. Now we have a Bizjet pinging actually. A Platoon Aviation PC-24, which is going out to Geneva. So we'll keep my eye on that. Might be taxiing out in the next few minutes. Currently on multi-flight east, sorry. If it comes out, it will be behind the trees. There's a little white light on your right hand side of the screen, and that is where the platoon will come out of. I've noticed on flight radar though, sometimes the Bizjets do ping for quite a long time, so maybe it might not come out just yet, but we'll keep his eyes open. And Nicholas Taylor, good afternoon, says, will I be at Leeds on Friday at 1 o'clock? I will not, I'm afraid not. I will be at work. Don't finish work until 3 o'clock on a Friday. Martin Batchelor, how are you doing? Tracy, hello to you. Pilot Fred, hello, says the PC-24 is on the move, and it's DCOPI, the reg, German registered. Hope it's not taxied out while I've been looking at the computer screen. That has happened in the past. Ian Mannering, hello to you. Tracy, been in the membership for a month. That's very kind. Appreciate the support. RSVP, hello there. How are you doing? I must admit, I can hear that Bizjet, so it has started its engines. Norman Shaw, how are you doing, Norman? Ted's asking, how do I buy a membership? There should be a join button just below your screen if you're on YouTube. Just below the side of the like button, I think it is. And Stephen Worthington, a big hello to you. How you doing? It says, nice to see you having fun again. Yeah, I thought I'd just pop up after work, and I thought we'd have an hour. The plan this evening, guys, actually, is I'm gonna maybe do about a 2-hour stream, and then I've actually set up a redirect to John down in Manchester. So once I finish, whoever's left watching me, we're going to get redirected down to John, who I think is spotting on the Southside banking this evening. That is the plan. Keeping my eyes open for this Bizjet taxi now. It's definitely got its engines on. Nick Golding, hello Nick. Yes, it's very dark for 4:30. It's well, it's just about dark now actually. There's just a little bit of light left in the sky. I could tinker with the noise if I alter the noise on the camera right up to where can we go to 24 decibels. That's how it looks like, but obviously that degrades the quality. It lets a lot of like grain into the picture. So if I bring the decibels down like this to about how it is in real life actually, and which would be around about there. It's what it looks like in real life right now. It's almost dark. That's on 15 decibels. For all the camera tech geeks out there, I'm F numbers on 5.6 at the moment, 1/60th shutter speed, 15 decibels, and the white balance at 6,000. And Alan Hargreaves, who's had a look at last night's stream, and yeah, we did see you landing. I thought we did. Hope you had a nice time. Neil Oliver, how are you doing? And John Walton, how's it going, John? Everybody's saying, wow, it's dark. It's 4:30, guys. It's the middle of the winter. Yes, it's dark. Don't get a great deal of light at this time of year, do we? It's leave for work in the morning, it's dark, and you're coming home from work and it's dark again. And Wayne Corkwell, very good evening to you. How are you doing? Also been in the membership for 5 months. That is very kind, thank you. Linda's in the chat as well. Hello, Linda. Gillian Walker's there as well. How are you doing, Gillian? Okay, so movements-wise, we're not doing very well, are we? We've had the... managed to catch the Wizz landing. That will be going out again. I think it goes out around about 5 o'clock-ish. It might be a bit later today. We've been a little late landing. We managed to catch an Aer Lingus departing right at the beginning. And at the moment, we've got a platoon PC-24 on multi-flight east, which is... he's got his engines on. He's not taxied out just yet. Next arrival is actually just a couple of minutes out, and it will be the KLM from Amsterdam, an Embraer 175 this evening. Yeah, little baby Embraer. And we are now just about total darkness. All the lights pretty much gone. Sandy B, hello there, how are you doing, Sandy? Cheeseman's in the chat as well. Says waiting for the KLM arrival. Yeah, that's going to be in the next couple of minutes. It's just establishing on the ILS. John Taylor's in the chat. Hello, John. Very good evening to you. And Robert Hardy, how are you doing? Who's in a dark Kenilworth? Also, if you didn't come on the stream last night, we did have a look at this, and we were saying, what's that lump sticking up? Some lights right in the middle of your picture. There you go. Apparently, that is lights on a crane in Leeds city centre. So it's not on the airfield. That's one very, very high crane. Right, I'll point the camera in the right direction and we'll look for the KLM, which should be popping into view fairly soon. So it'll be up in the top right of your screen when it comes into view, and when it gets a bit nearer we'll zoom in. Robert says he's putting off tea to watch the planes. That's a, yeah, good call. The wind's definitely nowhere near as strong as last night. There's a bit more to the right than I thought there. Here we go, he's just popped into view below the clouds. Little light in your top right of your screen, that is the KLM. Karen here, good evening Karen, how are you? We'll zoom in when it gets a bit closer, still quite a few miles away yet. Ian Rigg, how are you doing, Ian? And Joanne Ingham, good evening, says brother and wife are on the inbound Berlin flight due in about an hour and a half. I should still be here. HD8, hello to you, how are you doing? This KLM must have popped into view many miles away. It's it's still about 4 to 5 miles out. Thanks for the likes, guys. We've gone past 100 likes. That's very kind. Very, very kind for a dark stream with not many planes. Yeah, let's have some emojis. So it is the KLM that's inbound. Right, so let's zoom in a little. So the wind is coming from right to left. It's straight across the runway, actually. Still a couple of miles out. So Joanne says they've been over there for their 50th birthday. Oh, I can relate to that. I've just had my 50th birthday. Back in July. Seem to be wobbling around a bit in the wind. So this is an Embraer 175. So you're basically seeing what I'm seeing, guys, here. I'm not trying to add any artificial light into this whatsoever. It's you're seeing what I'm seeing. Now hopefully he'll park up where we can see him, but I think sadly he'll probably disappear off around the back. Oops, daisies, sorry. Bring back Tom. That could be stand number 7 or 6 that one's gone onto there. Melissa Jackson Bailey, hello, how are you doing? Zishan, good afternoon. The little Bizjet is still pinging on flight radar. Right, just going to have a tinker with the settings again while it's quiet. Bear with me. That's better, I think. Helen Robinson, good evening, how are you doing? Rod Gill's in the chat as well, good evening Rod. Mr. Manchester himself. How's Manchester been today, Rod? Has there been anything exciting happening? Alan Bewley, evening Alan. So I reckon in about 15-20 minutes, maybe half an hour, if they get the skaters on, they'll get this Wizz out. The Wizz will be coming out, A321. I think that might be the next departure, actually. Oh, Rod's been down in London. Back down again tomorrow. Busy man. I take it that's with work, Rod. That's the point. Did you go down on the train, Rod, or did you fly down out on the BA shuttle? He didn't either, he drove down in the car. 4 AM this morning, blimey. It's an early start. The one good thing at that time of day, though, Rod, the roads will have been nice and quiet. So I don't think we've got any inbounds for a while, but if I see anything on flight radar, I will spin the camera around. I think the next bit of action is going to be the Wizz Air departing. Martin Naylor, how are you doing? Bobby Livingworth, hello, how are you? Rod's saying his daughter's flying out to Prague on a brand new Jet2 A321, November Mike. Is that a red and silver one, Rod? On its second revenue flight. Very nice. Just trying to think how many Jet2 A321 Neos we've had here at Leeds. I know there's been one, there might have been two. But they've been very, very hard to find. In fact, I think we've had more 757s this last year than we've had A321s. Rod says, yes, the red and silver one. Well, tell her to take some pictures. And Helen Robinson saying, last day off before Christmas tomorrow, would love to catch a train to the coast. Cleethorpes Bridge or Skeg Vegas. Which should I choose? Oof. You know, it's years since I've been to any of them. Bridlington. Zishan asking, when was the A321 of Jet2 at Leeds? I know it has been. It definitely has been. It's going back quite a few months. But I can't give you the exact date. John Walton's saying I had to stand up for a bit on the 321 coming back from Tenerife. Is that because of the seats, John? Not a vast amount of legroom going on, is there, on them 321s? No, coming back from Lanzarote this year, my knees were touching the seat in front. Yeah, Graham with the bad news saying next inbound's about an hour away. Oof, blimey, good old Leeds. I think around about 6 o'clock, Matt, we'll get quite a few, don't we? So I'll hang around and probably until then, and then we'll catch a few landings. We're going to get the Wizz Air going out as well before then, aren't we? And the KLM as well. But yeah, was not expecting a busy stream today. Yeah, I must agree with John. Them seats on the 321s, they're not the comfiest, are they? Just reading Helen's comment about flying to Goa on Monarch, sorry, and what aircraft type was that then? Would that have been an A300 back in or an A330 maybe? Terry H, good evening. Yeah, John, you're right there. It could have been a DC-10, which is well, part of it's currently in the viewing park at Manchester, isn't it? The front end. Roger Knotts, how are you doing, Roger? Russell Annette, good evening to you. No, I'm in the car, so I'm not cold at all. It's quite pleasant in here. Thought we'd have a quick couple of hours after work. And Neil Oliver, good afternoon, Neil. And Helen's saying, yeah, I flew on the A300, nice. Also went to Athens. It's pretty cool. David Hill, how are you doing, David? And Ted's back in the chat. How's it going, Ted? Right, so looks like that little Bizjet's coming out actually. Let's just spin the camera on. There it goes. Well, that's the Platoon Aviation, which has been pinging for quite a while on Flight Radar. It's a PC-24, I believe it's going out to Geneva. Guys, bear with me a second, I'm just going to move the car forward. The guy that had the parking spot that we wanted has gone. Let's just move the car forward, here we go. Right. That's better. Yeah, so Delta Charlie Oscar Papa India, I think, is the reg on this Bizjet. So PC24 Platoon Aviation. Yep, looking on the flight radar, is going out to Geneva. Looks like he's going right to the end, he's taking full length. Nice little Bizjet actually, it's a shame it's dark. The colour scheme on this one is very nice. We've seen this down at Manchester quite a lot. So very jazzy colour scheme. And talking of the A300 there in the chat, guys, we flew on that. Where did we go? I think it was Puerto Vallarta from Manchester many years ago on the Monarch A300. That was a long flight. Fuel stopped in Bangor in Maine. Right, expect this to be airborne pretty early. There it comes. So this is Platoon Aviation to Geneva, PC24. Whoops. Car roof. And there we go, a better view of the terminal now we've moved the car up. Actually, sneaking out on us up there, look. Dairy. Is that the Wizz? I think it could be. Paul Usher's in the chat. Evening, Paul. How's it going? Llewellyn as well. Hello to you. Ian Finlay, good evening. Yeah, John says, Wizz on the way out for Gdansk, A321. There we go, just turning round at the end. Life should be more fair. Hello, how are you doing? Alright, here we go. Wizz to Gdansk. Look at that, lighting up the sky. Wow. Here we go. Up and away. And anybody that missed that landing, if you scroll this stream right back to the very beginning, we did just manage to catch the Wizz arriving before I'd set everything up. Paul says, can't wait for the 27th. What's happening on the 27th, Paul? And Annie Cowsill, good evening, how are you? Says, fine job I'm doing, don't tell Tom. I'm nowhere near on his level. Nowhere near. Ah, Paul's birthday. Happy birthday for the 27th, Paul. Dare we ask how old? Is it 21 again? Mark Hunter, good evening, Mark. Malcolm Orble says, what kind of planes did Monarch have at Leeds a few years ago? You are going back a few years, but I can remember Monarch, I think they had a 737 based here for quite a while. They certainly had the 75s based here for a while. Not sure if Monarch ever brought an A300 into Leeds. And certainly never brought the DC-10 into Leeds. The A320s were regulars at one stage as well. I think there was an A321 in Leeds. I think. This is where you need the likes of Mark Winterbourne and Danny Jones. They'd have all this sort of information. Terry the News Girl, good evening. And life should be more fair, says birthday was on Friday the 13th. Ooh, heck. And have I got the birthday glasses and hat? No, I haven't actually, not today, I'm afraid. It's dark anyway, you wouldn't be able to see me. But yeah, belated happy birthday. John Walton's daughter's got a birthday on the same day as Paul Usher as well. Paul says, gonna have a couple of beers on his birthday. Oh, why not indeed? Terry says, nice to see KLM. Went to Leeds to Amsterdam and then on to Japan with them. That's absolutely amazing. Must admit, I've never flown with KLM myself. We did have a look on their website actually, and the prices from Leeds to Amsterdam, not cheap. They are not cheap. Maruda in Harrogate. Good evening. And Manchester Aviation and Rail says, wouldn't it be great if Emirates did an A380 into Leeds? I think we'd need a bit of a bigger, longer runway, to be honest. Although it is doable. Tom's done it on the flight simulator. I don't think I'd like to do it in real life. Mr. Parkrun's in the chat. Good evening, Dan. Dan, when are you going to come and have a go at Cliff Castle Parkrun? Michael Curtis. Evening, Michael. And life should be more fair saying, did Britannia ever fly out of Leeds? They certainly did. There was, there was regulars, well, right back into the 1980s. Before they went to Thomson. And then on to Tui. In fact, I think Britannia was one of the first aircraft I ever saw at Leeds. One of their old 737, I think it was 200 series. And the old colour scheme as well. I used to like that old colour scheme. Dan says, might give it a go in the new year. Yeah, go for it. It's a challenge, is that hill, to do it 3 times as well. Here we go, KLM pushing back. Let's put the image stabilisation on. There we go. So KLM to Amsterdam, Embraer 175. Well, it's been a fairly quick turnaround. Rick V, hello there. Says, when are we planning a Lanzarote stream? Well, we'll have to book a holiday first. Nothing planned at the moment. But Tom is keeping his eyes on the prices. If we see any cheapies, we'll certainly have a go. To be fair though, Rick, when we was down in Lanzarote, the streams didn't really attract a lot of attention, and I think we was there. It wasn't the last visit we was there. I think it was the time before. It was when there was a storm over here, and everybody was watching the storm. And I think we had 7 viewers watching a Lanzarote stream, which was a little bit disheartening. Brian Howard, hello Brian. Brian down in Auckland, New Zealand, wow, right on the other side of the planet. And John saying Britannia had nice seats as well. I think the first time I flew on a Britannia was a 737-200 from Leeds to Gran Canaria. That was a long time ago. Toon Cryer, hello, how are you doing? He says, enjoyed the Lanzarote streams? Yeah, so did I, thank you. Must admit, it is nice to stand in the sun and the warmth and do a stream. There we go, KLM taxiing out. And Marjolein, a massive thank you for gifting another membership. That's very kind indeed. That has gone to Michael Curtis, who's in the chat, so congrats to you. Marjolein, thank you. That superhero mod from the Netherlands. It's very kind. Now, this being a 175, this might take it from the intersection. It might not take the back track. Okay, let's see, is he going to backtrack? I think he is. Yep, he's going. So he's going to take full length. Charles Adderley, hello to you, how are you doing? Wow, in the Bahamas, nice. I'm jealous. Grant Muddyman, hello to you, how are you doing? Rod Gill saying first flight he did was on a KLM DC-9. Wow, out of Manchester. Helen Robinson also gifting a membership. It's really kind, Helen, thank you. That has gone to Beastie Lucy fans, so congrats to you, and yeah, thank you, Helen, very kind. Thomas Weir, good evening, Thomas. Right, pay attention, Nick, where's it gone? Okay, lined up and ready. Right, here we go, KLM to Amsterdam and Embraer 175. Roof he goes. Right, so let's have a look on flight radar. I think some of the inbounds should be getting a bit closer by now. I think there's a few due in around about the 6 o'clock mark, or just before. And Mark Hunter, yeah, cheers. It's yeah, Manchester's definitely a lot busier, isn't it? But it is nice to come up to our local every now and then, isn't it? So, like I say, we did try and do a stream at Manchester on Sunday, and we got there and we failed miserably, which was a shame. We just couldn't do it in the driving rain. It wasn't even that heavy rain; it was just that really, really heavy drizzle. But it was coming horizontally straight into the camera, and yeah, we just couldn't do it, which was a shame. Waste of 5 hours, actually. Now, I can hear engine noises. Let's have a look on flight radar. Nothing showing on flight radar. There is a 737 on multi-flight, so it might be doing a engine tests. Yeah, definitely sounds like they're doing test runs on the 737, which is on multi-flight. You can hear that in the background. And all the talk in the chat there of first flights. Go on then, everybody, put your first... What was the first plane you ever flew on? Mine was a DC-8 of Spantax. That would have been in the late 1970s, actually. That was my very first flight. Let us know in the chat, what was yours? And Jill Rogers, how are you doing, Jill? And a massive thank you. Been in the membership for a whopping 19 months. That's incredible support. Many, many thanks. Very kind. Martin Jenkins as well. Hello, how are you doing? Martin down in Alicante. Helen saying, flew on a 757 of Air 2000, Manchester to Cyprus. I used to like that colour scheme, the Air 2000's colour scheme. One of my favourites. That used to come into Leeds as well. Martin saying, first flight on a Dan Air, an old prop, Bristol to Jersey. I wonder what type that would have been. David saying a BAA Vickers Viscount in 1968 down to Guernsey. Wow. Have any of you guys still got old pictures of any of these old flights or anything like that? Would be fantastic to see them on the Facebook page. Dave P saying a Danair 727 down to Spain. Ooh, nice. Very nice. The only 727 I flew on was a Tunisair out of Manchester to Monastery and back again, and that was quite a long time ago. It was in Tunisair's old colour scheme as well. Wayne Corkwell, 747-100 Manchester to Toronto with Wardair. Nice. High Flying Aviation, Air 2000, 757 to Florida in the early 90s. Yeah, so we've been on quite a few interesting planes there between us, haven't we? And Russell Annett saying first flight with Alitalia DC-9 to Milan. Very nice. That's an airline I've never flown with. Wow, and I know things about cars, which Kyle, isn't it? Never been on a plane before, so flying off on a school trip on the 4th of February. Excellent. Terry the News Girl, first plane was Jet 2 to Alicante in December 05. So you went through 36 years without flying. Wow. John Hume, hello John. Flew to Parma in 1971 with the lads. It had 2 wings and 2 engines. You didn't go on a Tiger Moth then? Right, all's quiet at the moment, folks. There's your runway, nothing on the approach. I'll have a look on flight radar, see if anything is getting closer. See the windsock on the left? Let's have a quick peek at that, actually. It's still a complete, total crosswind. And it's actually windier than I'm thinking. I'm quite sheltered here, behind the trees. Just have a look on flight radar, can't see anything close at the moment. Did anybody in the chat get to fly on Concorde before it retired? Life should be more fair saying, which carrier flew DC-9s? British Midland used to fly DC-9s out of Leeds, actually. And Helen Robinson saying, wow, best ever flight on a 747 with Thai. Wow, coming back from Bangkok. Wow. And their king was on board. And Marjolein, that's, well, that makes two of us then. Your first flight was with Spantax, and yeah, mine was as well. Flew on, I think it was a DC-8. They did have another four-engined aircraft, I think it was, I forget what they call it, was it a Convair? It was a Summit 880, wasn't it? Or, can't remember. It was very similar to a DC-8. I'll have to Google that one when I get home, actually, but I think it was a DC-8 I flew on, from Birmingham to Parma. There is an old photograph somewhere, I'll have to dig it out. I do have it somewhere of a Spantax, I think it's the four-engine Spantax here at Leeds, so it did come in here. I don't know if that was in the 1970s or the early 1980s. Isaac, hello, says 2E737 to Mallorca was his first flight. Wow, Richard Joy saying that first flight was on a Virgin 747 to Orlando on his honeymoon and got to go in the cockpit at 38,000 feet. Well, you can't do that anymore, can you? Well, yeah, wow, fantastic. Lindsay saying, used to love the Danairs. I did fly on Danair. I think it was on BAC 111 that we flew to Mahon on many, many years ago. I think that was the only Danair I ever went on. Oh, Marjolein saying best flight was with KLM, a 747 to LA. Oh, nice. When was that, Marjolein? Was that quite a while ago? Can we see what they're doing in the tower? They're probably having a cup of tea. Oh no, they're playing cards. David Jones says I've had more holidays than I haven't, David. I really haven't. It's just I'm very, very old. Rod Gill saying best flights, Cathay Pacific 747 Manchester, Paris to Hong Kong. Wow. Sat in the jump seat while landing at Kai Tak. Oh my goodness, wow. Incredible stuff. Did you get any pictures of that, Rod? Yeah, the old checkerboard approach. Incredible. And Russell Annette saying, very first flight was 1971. Wow, that's before I was born. Wow, on a Cessna 172. Haha, brilliant. And yeah, Rod, that would be appreciated. I'd love to see them pictures. So there we go. If you want to see some of Rod's pictures, have a look on the Facebook page. But yeah, I'll certainly I'm giving you a big like for that one, Rod. And Brian Howard saying his departure from the UK back in 1980, quite a long time ago. Gatwick to Los Angeles on SkyTrain, Laker Airways DC-10, and cost him 90 quid. Bargain. I bet that was quite a lot of money back then, actually. Philip Turner saying, my first flight was in 1954, Manchester to the Isle of Man in a Dakota. Wow. Right, who's got the flight radar on? When's the next aircraft due? It must be getting closer. I think there was one around about, I think it was 10 to 6-ish. We're nearly there. And you guys are very, very kind. 200 likes for a stream with no planes. That's much appreciated, guys. Hopefully something's going to turn up in the next 10 minutes. Wow, Jill Rogers, the only one, says, I bet I'm the only one who's not been on a plane. Wow. Jill, get that sorted. Get one booked. That's an order. Mark Nolan, good evening, who says his first flight was back in 1985 from Leeds with Dan Air. Can you remember the type? Dan Air's back in 1985. That might have been a 111? A 737 maybe? Maybe even a HS 748. I think Dan Air even brought some little BAE 146s in for a few years back in, I think that would have been in the 80s. Rod says Jet 2 inbound over Market Raisin. Where on earth's that? I've heard of it, I don't know where it is, Rod. Richard saying next inbound's 20 minutes out. Goodness me. Jet 2 from Antalya. Jill says, nah, I prefer the trains. I take it you're scared of heights, Jill. I must admit, I'm scared of heights. I do not like heights, but I'm fine in an aircraft. Being in a plane doesn't bother me at all. But, I can get halfway up a ladder before the legs start going. And Russell Annetts, wow, it's flown on 2 TriStars. That's something I've never ever flown on. Never been on a TriStar. Caledonian to Gran Canaria and British Air Tours to Mallorca. 87 and 91. Very nice. Life should be more fair, says, has anyone flown on Freddie Laker's Skytrain? No, I never did. KC, good evening, says Jet 2 from Tenerife, just to the side of Liverpool, quarter of an hour out. So yeah, we've got a few coming then, haven't we? Which is good. And like I say, I'm going to... how long have we been on now? We plan on doing about... it's going to be a bit more than 2 hour stream. Probably going to run for about 2.5 hours, and then once we're done here, we'll disappear off down to Manchester and see John. Right, I've got my eye on the Jet 2 from Antalya. It's about 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes out. Maybe 10 minutes actually. And the Tenerife flight, yeah, just coming north of Manchester at the moment. There's also a third inbound from Berlin, another Jet 2. That's just over the east coast at the moment, so that's about 15 minutes out. So we've got a few to look forward to coming in, haven't we? To battle the crosswinds. Marjolein saying, scared of heights but lives on the 5th floor. Do you ever look out of the window then? Have you boarded it up? David Stocker, good evening. And Malcolm Orble, I have been on that plane. I know exactly what you mean. He says, flew from Manchester to Montego Bay with Thomas Cook A330 and the toilet was downstairs. I have been, yes, I remember that. It was almost like a little spiral staircase going down, wasn't it? And lit up with neon lights as you went down. I remember it well. Harrison DW, hello there. It says his dad flew Air Scandic to Alicante in the late 90s. Yeah, I remember seeing them at Manchester. Martin Naylor being on a 747 of Pan Am. Right, we'll swing the camera around and point it on the runway. Jet 2s are still a few minutes out, but point the camera in the right direction. Well, there we go, that's the touchdown zone. I'll zoom out a little bit, so we're looking up in the top right for the arrivals. Still be a few minutes before they come into sight. So we've had no planes for ages, and now 3 are coming at once. Not quite sure who was going to be first to make the approach, actually. The Jet 2 from Tenerife and the Jet 2 from Antalya, both about the same distance out. And Cheeseman, yes, it must be strange landing on a runway that looks like it's going downhill. The bizarre thing about this runway, it's actually higher at this end than it is at the other end by a couple of feet. And looking at it, you certainly wouldn't believe that, would you? Threshold elevation of runway 32 is 662 feet and 674 for runway 14. Nerdy stats for you. There we go, can see a light in the sky in the distance. That's one of the Jet 2s. Sandy B's got to go. You take care now. Have a nice evening. The aircraft we can see in the distance is the Antalya flight. And the next 3 arrivals are all the same. They're all 737-800s and they're all in the red and silver colours. There is a chance here we could see 3 aircraft on the ILS at the same time, and I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen 3 aircraft stacked up at Leeds. Certainly seen 2. So number 1 is the Antalya flight, number 2 is Tenerife flight, and number 3 will be the Berlin flight. We'll zoom in when it gets a bit closer. Rod says there's a 4th Jet 2 just west of Sheffield at the moment. Wow. It's a Jet 2 invasion all of a sudden. Can see one of the other Jet 2s if I just move the camera around a bit. So we've got, yep, see 2 of them. Is the 3rd going to pop into view? Might still be in the clouds, the 3rd one. Russell Annette, you take care now, have a nice dinner. Alright, let's zoom in a little bit. I was hoping to get 3 on the approach there, I can only see 2 at the moment. Looks like he's missed taxiway Alpha, so he's coming right down to the end. He'll have to wait in the loop, I think. He'll disappear behind the back of my car. There he goes. And there we go. Can see the other two aircraft now stacked up. Hammy Man Travels. Hello, Bob. How are you doing? So that was Jet 2 from Antalya. Next will be the Tenerife flights. The one behind that is the Berlin flights. There is a fourth out there as well somewhere. It's getting closer. The aircraft are crabbing into the wind and pointing the bright lights straight towards us. Hence we're getting a lot of glare. He is also going to the end. He'll disappear behind the back of the car, so that's two Jet 2s in the loop now. I think we might have time to backtrack before the next arrival. Actually, looking behind the car, I can see, yes it is, it's just starting to taxi, so one of them is backtracking. Actually, no, he's stopped again, so he's not. So they're letting this Berlin flight land. So there's potential here to have 3 Jet 2s in the loop. John Bainbridge, good evening. All right, here we go. So this is Jet 2 from Berlin. Down with a bump. And he stopped that one much quicker. I think he's going to make the turn. The other Jet 2 is just starting to backtrack as well. We'll have a look at them when they pop into view. You can see the fourth Jet 2 is on long finals as well now. There we go, so that's the Antalya flight. The Tenerife flight also backtracking. Incredible, we had nothing for all that time and then they all come at once. And Helen Robinson, take care, see you later. Wow, Linda's saying, just been on the Lanzarote airport cam and having the Kalima conditions as well, so yeah, so that put my teeth in, tends to mean the wind's coming out of the Sahara, doesn't it? So it gets very dusty but very hot as well. Right, next to land then, we've got another Jet 2 coming in from Paris. It's a few miles out. This is one of the smaller versions, the 300 series 737. This time in the blue and white colours, Jet 2 Holidays livery. Still a couple of miles out, we'll zoom in a sec. Looks like they're all disappearing off around the back. Do have a Ryanair behind this aircraft as well, coming in from Wrocław. Right, let's swing it round. In fact, two Ryanairs right behind this one. The second from Krakow, both 738s. So all the arrivals have come at once, haven't they? See one of the Ryanairs in the distance. definitely tell it's a 300 series with all the lights across the wing. That was Jet 2 from Paris. Person, hello to you, how are you doing? And Dean Winspear, hello Dean. Trains, trams and buses, a very good evening to you. Brian, no problems. Silky Sam Cam, sorry, hello to you. And Gemma Proctor, hello Gemma. Right, so 2 more arrivals and then I think we'll go see John down at Manchester. So we'll swing the camera around. Actually, let's just have a quick peek at him disappearing off round the back. There he goes. That's the Paris flights. Okay, 2 Ryanairs stacked up. So first one is from Wrocław, second one's from Krakow. Silky Sam Cam, that's very kind, gifting a Blue Sky membership, that's much appreciated. That's gone to Mark Jackson, so congrats to you. And yeah, very kind, thank you so much. Linda says, well, we'll be streaming again before Christmas. Yes, definitely. Definitely. We're going to try and do as much as we can over the Christmas period. Wow, is that a Ryanair that's missed the turn? That's a rare event. So he's going all the way down to the loop. He's also going behind my car. So we'll come back to that one. Malbube down in Iran. Hello, how are you doing? Looks like that Ryanair is waiting in the loop behind us. Right, here we go with the next one. So this is Ryanair from Krakow. Looks like he has made the turn onto Alpha. So we had a bit of a steady start there, didn't we? But we got some action in the end. Quite a lot of inbounds altogether. If you want to see the Wizz Air, we did manage to catch that right at the very beginning of the stream. Still in a little bit of daylight as well. Alright guys, so we will watch this head back towards the terminal and then we will wrap things up for this evening. So, I'll say a quick thank you to the moderators. It's really appreciated you being there. A bit thin on the ground on the moderators tonight. You've been on your own tonight, Marjolein. Trying to think if anyone else has been there. I don't think they have. And a big thank you to everybody for hitting the like button for me as well. All 233 of you, which is very kind indeed. Right, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to, you don't even have to do anything. I'm going to shut this stream down and you will be transported straight to the Southside Banking at Manchester, where Drones and Planes, John from Drones and Planes is there. We've set up a redirect to direct you there. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your inputs in the chats, and we've had a few super chats and gifted memberships and memberships retaken as well, so thank you for that. It's very kind. And yeah, we'll see you next time on Blue Sky. So hold on to your hats, and here we go down to Manchester. See you later, folks.